Okay, let's get started. You all good?
Yeah.
Freddy, you there?
Yeah.
Ben, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Real. Hello and welcome to a very exciting episode of the Real Peel Rosentalk. This is the 4th episode of the Real Peel Rosentalk, and as of now, we are on YouTube, and hopefully, this very episode will also be on the channel. We shall be touching on the news, and we'll also have a very special announcement to make. So, stay tuned for a very exciting 4th instalment of the Real Peel Rosentalk. So, first things first, I've just pulled up an article, right? Did you know, Freddy and Ben, that there was actually a fire in York? It was like a black smoke fire over Bad Bargain Lane. It was crazy. So, it was on Monday, actually, time of recording. And if I just get this up, hang on a minute. So, why isn't this working? Crap, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. So, you can see here, basically, there was a fire, right? And it was over Tangle Lane, and so me and my friends, we were walking down Tangle Lane, and we literally saw a massive fire truck going up. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
Well, I saw it on the bus. And yeah.
Did you?
And at first, thought it was a house. Wait, was it a house on fire?
No, I don't think it was a house on fire. I think it was just a.
All right, so I thought it was, but then it looked like it was in a field though, so it might have just been a farmer burning some dodgy stuff. Apparently, that's what it was.
So scary. I'm just putting up the article here. So look, here we go. So, fire officers are dealing with a large rubbish fire, which has caused black plumes of smoke to fill the sky over parts of York. North Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service Control Room received a number of calls to report smoke over Bad Bargain Lane at about 3 p.m. today, said a spokeswoman. That was on Monday. That's pretty exciting. Not exciting. That's the wrong word. It's pretty like dangerous. It's pretty rare because we haven't. York isn't that exciting in terms of that kind of stuff. So, not nice thing, just an interesting thing to put on here. The other thing is, it's National Podcast Day.
What? No way. That's sick.
Yeah.
Time to write then.
How ironic. It's National Podcast Day. So, we haven't really celebrated in any way, but we thought, we might as well put our podcast out. I saw it on Spotify on the little thing, so, actually, I'll get up another article, based on it real quick.
You guys who are listening, it's not actually the day that you're listening on. It's on Wednesday. That's just gone. So that.
Yeah. So it says here. Look. So International Podcast Day seeks to celebrate the expansive power of podcasts through a free live stream event featuring 60 podcasters from 26 countries, showcasing their voices, talents, and messages. Podcast enthusiasts around the world are also finding unique ways to observe the day by hosting virtual meetups, live broadcasting across social media, conducting podcast workshops, and releasing special episodes. That's amazing. So, to the audience, why don't you listen to a podcast? Have a listen to any podcast you want on any single podcast streaming website. There's always loads. It's great.
No, don't listen to any podcast. Listen to our podcast. This is the best out there.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Yeah, only listen to our podcast because we are clearly the best.
No other podcast. No matter how much you like it, listen to ours.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to the Real Peel Rosentalk. So, obviously we've got a new guest. Sorry, we've got a new host actually, I should say, on our podcast. What we should do is me and Freddy shall ask a bit of questions to get to know Ben and for the audience to get to know Ben. So, Ben, is there anything you want to say beforehand?
Where am I introducing myself now?
Yeah.
My name's Ben, as you know. Obviously, you know that I had cancer when I was 6 in the previous 2 episodes before this. I enjoy motorsports and gaming.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I go like petrol karting every week.
Oh, nice.
Practicing. My aim. I know it's very hard, but my aim is to be an F1 driver.
That's sick. Are we seeing a future Lewis Hamilton?
No, my favourite driver, you might not have heard of him, but he's called Charles Leclerc. He's
I know
from Ferrari.
Leclerc, yeah. Rise for Ferrari.
Yeah,
You
my
rise for Ferrari,
favourite
should I say?
team is Red Bull, but my favourite driver is Leclerc.
Nice.
Well, that's got Verstappen on, hasn't it?
Yeah, Verstappen. Yeah. Oh yeah, Vettel is.
Vettel's Ferrari.
Vettel next season. So Ferrari getting rid of him and they're replacing him
Is
with
it?
Carlos Sainz from McLaren. So Vettel's actually going back to Red Bull, which means what's it called, Alex Albon will be kicked out, which I think is quite a bad move because Vettel's coming to the end of his career, like near that area, and Albon is a rising talent. So I think it's a very bad move from Red Bull.
So you're really into that stuff then?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I was
great.
gonna say, are we gonna start to take sponsors?
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, basically, we might actually ask the audience for this. Audience, we need sponsors, right? And we need... Because basically the way it works is people... So, like, the podcast kind of hosting service that we use, it will basically find a bunch of sponsors, but they're not really that good. So, basically, we need audience members or people who are listening, literally anyone. If they have anything they want to, like, promote or anything, tell us. We'll do it for free, because we can't charge, because we don't actually have any money. And we also don't need any money. We don't really need that much money. So honestly, do it for free. Just give us anything like a business. Maybe your dad runs a business, or you want to support a business, like a local business, like a local shop or something. So, Freddie, have you got any other questions for Ben?
Not really. I do like a little bit of go-karting, petrol cars, pretty fun.
It's good, yeah.
So, Ben, what are your kind of what do you want to be? Sorry, what do you want to contribute to this podcast? What do you think you will contribute?
What does that mean? Sorry, I'm
Like,
only
what
set
will
to
you
English.
give to the table?
Yeah, what would you give to the table?
What will you bring?
What will I bring to the podcast?
Yeah,
An extra member.
an extra member. That's very good.
I don't know.
Yep,
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm sorry.
it's okay. No. What about you? Do you think is really interesting? Because actually, I do know,
Nothing.
Ben. You're very articulate as a person.
What do you mean?
As in, you're very good at like speaking. You're very good at finding the right words.
Yeah, I'm good
Yes, I'm saying
at
that.
talking. Yeah, I'm very good at talking, but sometimes not when I'm meant to.
I'm just trying to think. So, because we're basically the kind of episode planned we've got is, well, one of the episodes we've got is a movies episode where we discuss all the
Sick.
different kind of movies. Yeah. So what? Let's have like a little quick insight into that.
Oh yeah.
How are you on TV?
What do you mean?
So like, are you a frequent watcher? Are you a movie buff? Are you a series buff? What kind of stuff do you watch?
No, I watch like some TV, but I'm mainly gaming. But
Right.
if I choose out of any of them, I prefer movies. But don't get me wrong, I do like series. Like so,
Right.
I love Stranger Things.
Freddie, am I wrong or right? Are you quite into watching stuff?
Yeah.
Are you?
I normally watch YouTube the most, but I do watch some stuff like on just normal TV. So I watch a series that I really like. It's called Race Across the World. There's 2 series.
Oh yeah. That's on
Yeah.
BBC
I've seen
iPlayer,
that. It's
isn't
like-
it?
Yeah, first
yeah.
series is Race Across like Asia, so they did it across Asia and Europe and stuff like that. Second series, which is most recent, is across South America, and they're really fun because they're good to watch because they got like a budget, and there's about 6 teams that start off and they got a budget of like whatever, but that budget isn't enough to get them to the other like part of the continent, so they have to do jobs in between, which slows them down obviously to earn more money, and also there's about 6 checkpoints I think, something like that, and when it comes to the second checkpoint over or third checkpoint, every team whoever's last basically gets eliminated, the teams, and then the prize is like £20,000 or something.
That sounds sick.
And yeah, it's good fun. You should watch it.
What isn't there like a? I've watched the new season because I think it was one of the homeworks during lockdown. I think it was like there's like a couple. Oh no, it wasn't a couple. It was a team with like a boy, like a sister and a brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Lizzie and Dom. You know, I'm actually
Yeah.
in touch with Sam and Joe. Who
You're in touch with them.
Yeah, I messaged Sam on Instagram one time because I found his Instagram as a joke, and then he replied.
Really?
And my sister went on my phone and FaceTimed him, and he picked up. So I was on FaceTime to him, and then he gave me a Snapchat.
Who's Sam and Joe?
They're on their team that were on the show.
Oh,
That's
sick.
hilarious.
Yeah, and they're on BBC News and like stuff like that.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
guessing
so-
they won it.
Pardon?
Did they win it?
No, they didn't. They came. They were like in the lead for a long time, slipped up a bit, then brought it back. But then at the very end, they like just slipped up a bit with the bus timings, so they came like second or third.
Still a great
Oh, wow.
position though to come.
Well, audience, definitely have a listen to that. That sounds amazing. Ben, I have another question for you.
Yes.
So we've got another episode planned, which will be it's stuff like so it's like tech kind of stuff. So we've got one episode which is Apple versus Android.
Oh, yeah.
What are your views on that? Quick insight on that.
Well, I'm an iOS fan, so I prefer Apple phones. I just find them easier, and I've never had a Samsung phone, so my parents have always had Apple phones, and I'm just used to them. I prefer them. Although Android, by Android I mean Samsung, are evolving very quick, and I think some of the phones that are releasing look really good. But
fair
yeah,
enough.
I just prefer Apple.
So basically, we've got an editor who's our editor for the podcast. So we've got 4 people on the team so far. Obviously, me, Freddy, and Ben, and then our editor. He's also going to be on the episode for Apple and Android, and he's very Android. So I think what we'll do is we'll be on like different battles. So it'll be me and Deck against Freddy and Ben. So stay tuned for that episode. That'll be very exciting. So Freddy and Ben, let's just have a chat. How is school life?
It's alright.
It's
alright.
Now,
Oh, sorry,
yeah, we won't. Obviously, we're not allowed to say the name
No,
of the
it's fine,
school
you
and
go.
all that. Say again, sorry.
Oh,
You go, Ben.
So, I enjoy school.
Right. Because the thing is, I mean, I'm literally just for doing it before we start recording this. The actual recording for the podcast... Sorry, not podcast, sorry, wrong thing. The actual doing the homework. I mean, the way that school generally... The way it kind of... I don't want to say threatened because that's the wrong word, but like, you know, how if you don't do a piece of homework, then you get detention. That's it. That's scary. That's what scares me.
Yeah.
And that perhaps that's probably my motivation.
And it's annoying because if you're off, say if you got a cold, they set you work on Google Classrooms, right?
Do they?
Yeah, I think
I don't
so.
know.
I'm not sure. I think they do, right? I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong. But in before coronavirus, if you had a cold, they didn't. And just because it's coronavirus, like even if you have a cold, they'll set you it. It's just unfair. And
I think
especially
Yeah, that is true.
when
I think it's because
you want to go to the toilet in class. Oh, sorry, you go, Freddy. Sorry.
Alright, thanks. I think it's because they've set it up Google Classrooms now, and I think just because of lockdown, we've been using it a lot. I think they've just kind of thought, might as well, force it when... Do you reckon, so do you know how we're going to get a teacher training day at our school
Is it
on
next Wednesday?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll set work
Oh,
basically
if
on
they
Google
do,
Classrooms? Do you reckon they do it?
work,
Because
They
they wouldn't
can't,
normally,
surely.
they would never normally.
No,
but now
they-
they've got it all set up, I reckon they
I
might.
don't see why, and also when say like when you're in lesson, you're like, oh miss, can I go to the toilet? And they're like, no, and like I was like, why? You should have gone on a break. Like I didn't need it a break, and I need it now.
Yes.
It's like
So
why do you say
true.
that?
Yeah, just like my bladder doesn't go over your schedule.
It's like I remember in primary school, it's like, oh can I go get a drink? It says, yeah, but you should have gone on a break. It's like, whoa, what thirsty a break was I?
Yeah, it's so true. The thing is though, right? I think like in a couple, maybe 10 or no, actually maybe like 50 years. I wouldn't be surprised if all school ever was like on technology. We're literally all on screens.
Yeah, that's it. Technology's evolving, and it's going to become the new normal.
Sorry, what you say, Freddie?
Robots will take over teachers' jobs, like next generation.
Nah.
Robots will take over like 80% of jobs.
Nah, I
I don't think.
not teaching.
Nah,
because
that will be in a couple.
hum-
I think that'll
There
be in a
won't
couple
be any
100 years.
delivery drivers from Amazon. There'll be drones dropping in.
I
your
don't
houses.
think that they should. Although the thing is that there's good and bad things. So it's gonna help the environment a lot, but there's lots of people losing their jobs, and that's gonna really affect people. So I don't know if they should do it or not. So I don't think.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not surprised that Google Classrooms is kind of taking over the school at the moment. I feel like robots will be like a couple 100 years, I reckon. I think robots will be ages,
Nah,
because
I
obviously
know.
they're...
Nah,
I mean, robots
if
are
you
pretty
think
hard
about
to
it,
advance.
Think about 10 years ago, where we were at with like technology and stuff like that. with sort of, think about phones 10 years ago. You'd have little tiny little screens with little keyboards and stuff like that. And now they've gone to these massive, we can get them in different shapes and sizes, I guess, but you got these massive things that, and now, like, most days they're all just screen, the whole, like, kind of surface is screen, and you got, like, Face ID, and back then you'd have to put in, like, a digital, like, password. Now it's just Face ID, one look at it. And,
well, yeah. Would you trust Face ID for your
what do you mean
bank
trust?
details?
Bank?
Or would you allow like your phone to let you? Sorry, let's say you wanted to access your banking app on your phone. Would you allow your Face ID to do that for you if you had Face ID?
No way.
Why?
No.
Why wouldn't you?
I know,
Because
but
Face
the
ID
thing
is pretty
though,
risky.
Someone can get plastic surgery to look like you.
That's true. Yeah.
And I know
Nah.
how then you'd be stupid to do that, but the thing is though, people could and probably will go for the efforts to do that.
No.
Yeah,
There won't be anyone who can get, like, exactly the same as, like, face and shape as you and everything.
Well, have you seen a Minority Report? That's a great movie. It's basically all about that. It's all about like this person. It's not just about that, but this idea is this person has to get like brand new eyes so that no one can recognise him. It's so scary. It's very futuristic. Yeah. Well, this has been a very, very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Are we finishing up?
I think So I think this is about 16 minutes I've got here.
I know. I think we should do a bit more.
Really?
It's 16 minutes. I reckon that's fine.
I reckon we should do like another 5-10 something.
Okay. Let's just do
you
5
don't
more
want the
minutes.
watch time to be low.
I say 10.
Okay.
Come on, please.
Five.
I think it'd be good.
5. 20 minutes
5,
is
okay.
fine.
Give it 5, okay.
Okay. So let's talk about what kind of. I'm trying to think. So let's say like popularity in school, right? I think there's like a system. So in terms of the really popular kids, and like everyone's heard of them, everyone knows their name. Then you've got the kind of kids who are like I don't want to say wannabe, but they're like the kind of kids who want to be, the kind of kids who are like smaller than the proper big ones, but then they're not like they're not small.
The sort of let's say amateurs, I guess.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'd say I'd describe myself as, I don't know, one of the more quieter. So I'm on the quiet side of people, but I'm the loudest of them.
Yeah,
Right,
you
yeah.
can be loud. I feel like when you're in
Yeah.
a group of people that you kind of
Yeah.
fit in and comfortable with, because you're not quite like on the bus or anything like that.
No, I'm on the bus. I'm that kid that just shows everyone memes.
really,
Like,
I quite like him.
I know in your ear you just hear a meme being played.
Yeah, you just hear memes played out. It says, "Oh, it's probably Ben, isn't it?"
Yeah, I quite like Freddy's kind of social group. I think you've got a really, really good. Like your social, like the people you hang out with. I think that's really,
I
really.
need to tell you something today. All right, so basically, me, Ruben. Oh, can I mention names?
No, you can't. Just restart the story.
It's fine. So me and my mates we were on the like outside on our field sort of thing where our year hangs out. And there was, how many was there? There was me, him, probably about 4 of us. There was 4 of us. And then our other mate came up behind us. And you might not have seen it before, heard of it. But it's basically where you get your jumper and you wrap it to the bottom of their feet.
Yeah.
And
I
then
hate
you fall
that.
backwards. And basically they face plant. So my other mate did that on my other mate. And basically he face planted. It was so funny. And then he did it on my other mate.
I hate that.
We were in front of a huge crowd, and then he just and then basically he did it, and then he was just on the floor in front of everyone. Everyone was just staring at him because he was just face planted.
I don't mean to be like a coward about it, but I mean, I you could really hurt someone doing that. I know. I think it's horrible to do it, and like the guy that was doing it did it to my mate, and also he went like pushing people over, so he pushed me into my back. And my back went backwards my neck, and then after that I was feeling like really dizzy. Pushed me over. So I find it. I don't think you should do that.
Yeah, I think
And
of it as
also,
like a low form of bullying, really.
When you were saying about the popular kids, so I call them the chavs.
Yeah.
Well,
no, that's the thing. I mean,
special.
chavs definitely has a different meaning than what we actually use it for.
Yeah,
Probably a bit more deep. But
they're basically the popular kids, but then they just sort of no one dares stand up to them because they're just like violent and they just rule the school with like.
yeah, I guess there's like a level of they're kind of not naughty, but they're like I guess they are a bit actually.
Well, yeah, they're not respected. They're just feared. I guess. Like no one will dare stand up to him because they'll just like punch you in the face or something.
Exactly. Well, this has been a very interesting conversation. I think we should wrap it up here. I think this is a very good place to end it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Bro. Okay, cool. This is really fun. Right, so Ben, it's been a joy, and it will be a joy having you on the podcast. Me and Freddy have definitely enjoyed your company.
Invite me to permanently join the podcast. I'm really grateful and just thank you, Freddy. Also.
No problem. All right, let's end it there.
It's alright, Ben. Anytime, my pal.
In 3, 2, 1.